So this is a build that I've already started, and basically this is a laser cut platform coming in here, and then the main line is going to come in from the back scene and runs on through and down. So really the passenger shelter here, it was a case of, well, how do people get into the station? So what I'm going to do is to have the station entrance here where I've got these steps, and then they'll be able to buy their tickets somewhere here, get up, walk across, and into the actual main station area. So what I've done is I've built this structure, and just from balsa wood, as you can see underneath, and put in some struts where needed, and to do the actual slabs on the top, I went to Michael's and found this craft bag, and it's full of these little square shapes of cut, I don't know, I guess it's basswood or some kind of really thin ply or whatever else, a number of different shapes. So what I was able to do was to come up with an appropriate pattern, with obviously the platform edge picked out with a strip, and put those down there. So they're pretty good scale wise, not as small as the ones on the actual laser cut platform I've got, but I think once I've painted it, it'll be great. So at the moment I've primed it and pre-shaded it, as you can see, and obviously the reason for the pre-shading is to make sure the gaps show up as black, and one or two of these I've actually picked out as dark, because those are the ones that will be a different color once I put the top color on, which is going to match this one over here. I've still got to fill in the blank there behind the buffer stops, and that's because I haven't really decided what sort of buffer stop I have, whether I just have those ones on the rail or actually move it back in and somehow fix it to just fix it to the end platform. So on the side I've faced it with some plastruct. This is something called dressed stone, and it's just stuff I had spare left over from the Methodist church that I'm building. And then with the steps, what I did is I made those just out of basswood again, and again just laminated them and built them up. I want these sort of, fairly rough hewn concrete steps, but with plenty of wear on them. And then I faced these steps with also some plastruct sheet, and that's left over from the ship's chandlers that I've got here. So one of the first things I did when starting this layout was build a couple of figures, and main reason for that really was to check things like this in terms of scale, so that we could see that those steps would be appropriate for this scale and that size of human being, if that one were real. So I'm going to put obviously handrails up here. We'll have some railings across the side here, and when it goes across the back, this will be an embankment, a railing across here, and then an embankment up, so people walk this way to the trains. Got to cut that off eventually when I get the height right, and chip off those bricks at the bottom there as well, and then we'll be able to move that forward. So yeah, next up will be a bit more painting, and I've ordered the railings, so I've got to wait for those to come from the UK, because there's no one here in Canada that sells them. So yeah, difficulty of modelling British outline here in Canada is that you have to wait a while to get your bits. Just out of interest, this station canopy platform shelter rather will be facing the other way, because obviously the main line is this one behind. So yeah, so I haven't cut the rails off just yet, because I'm still not completely satisfied with the track plan, and I want to move some trains around a bit first before I actually start cutting the tracks to shape. This one here on the main line will continue out because I'll have a cassette here so that I can actually swap rolling stock, and likewise I'll have that down the other end as well, beyond the goods shed there. Okay, more to follow. So I often get asked about pre-shading and whether there's any point in doing it, but as we've put the base coats here on the first coats on the edges of the scratch built platform, you know, you could see as long as you're using thin paints you can get the effect of the dark underneath. So we'll have dark at the bottom, dark underneath the platform edge at the top, again where the steps join, a bit of darkness in there. Turn this around this side, again you can see that you can get different shades with the shadows up underneath. So again, this is just the first coat, so I'll be picking out these individual bricks with different colours. But yeah, so it's starting to come on with the colours now. Once we get into the weathering side of things, it'll look a lot better. Again, I was trying to match this colour to the one on the platform that's over there already, so just bringing that in. I've actually also cut these edges to show these individual bricks, again measured the same as the other pre-made platform, so trying to tie it all in, but again with the pre-shading you can see the different variations in the darker and lighter panels.